Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Matt. Matt is from England in the UK, so let's see what Matt has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Yo.
Hello.
How's it going?
So how are you doing, Matt? You okay today?
Yes, I'm good.
How's your
doing
Sunday?
very well.
How is your Sunday?
How's my Sunday? My Sunday is a little bit slow, really. I was feeling a bit groggy this morning when I woke up, but yeah, I had some work to do today, and now I'm obviously talking to you, which has been something that I've wanted to do for a while. And yeah, and then just I guess chilling, hopefully, for the rest of the day. What about you?
Yes, I woke up I was just having some medicine and I had some porridge and I was getting some fresh air. It's a nice day in London today. I don't know, where are you from? Where are you living?
I'm living in a place called Barnsley in the UK, so it's like just south of Leeds, north of Sheffield.
Okay.
And it looks like a nice day, but it's really windy and it's cold. So if I get cold, I might just put my jumper on. So, and you know.
Great. Right. So, Matt, before we start the game, just tell me where you're from originally.
Originally I'm from Nottingham in the Midlands, and then I moved over to the east coast of the UK to a place called Lincolnshire, and then I moved down to Brighton when I was 18, and then I moved back here, Barnsley, kind of Midlands, about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago.
And all your family, they are around the same town as well, or?
Yeah, so my brother lives in London, but the rest of my family pretty much live in either the Midlands or across on the east coast of the UK.
Great. And what do you do for a living?
So my job is a producer for a virtual events company. So we, obviously because of the pandemic, events weren't really happening. So the company that I worked for started putting things together where you could run, massive conferences, and instead of having to try and get people there when they're not allowed to, we basically make it all virtual. So it feels like you're still there. You're still having the same kind of experience when it comes to networking and everything else, but it's done in the comfort of your own home instead. And instead of it being like a Zoom call, like most of us are probably used to, it looks like the person is in a theater or in an auditorium or in like a conference room or something like that. It's very, very cool. So my job is to produce those events.
I see. And what's the best part of your job, in your opinion?
The best part of my job is it's kind of like a startup, but it's not. So it's not been going for very, very long in the grand scheme of things compared to many other companies that I've worked for before. But it's very cool. Like some of the stuff that we're doing is like, I can't talk about it, but I'm like genuinely blown away by how cool some of the stuff is that we're doing. It's a bit like you grow up watching films like Minority Report and things like that, and then you start to see some of the technology that we're working on, and it's like, oh my god, that's sci-fi. How are you doing this? So yeah, it's very cool.
Very good, very good. Right, so welcome to William and the Magic Box. I've got to give him a lot. Okay, full of random fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question.
Cool.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Can see you like dance, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Matt, let's go for the first question. The first question is, by the way, if there is a question you don't have an answer for, you don't want to answer, always can change and take another one, okay? All very friendly. Right, do you think your priorities have changed since you were younger? And why?
How have my priorities changed since I was younger and why? Okay. So when I was in school, I used to really care about what other people thought of me. And I grew up in a small town and there was about, I don't know, half a dozen of us that were musicians. So I've been a guitar player for most of my life. And being in a sports high school, like a sports specialized high school, as a musician that's not into sports, kind of instantly made me an outsider. But I wanted people to like me. I wanted people to like what I was doing and think, oh my God, this guy's really good on the guitar and everything else. But now I don't really care. I really don't I'm not that bothered about what people think, and I just want to do what makes me happy instead of trying to make myself happy by pleasing others or what I think others should like about me. So yeah, I just think I'm more authentic than I used to be for all the right reasons.
And how music came into your life as a guitarist? How did it start?
It's a good question. So I don't really know, you know. I think that I just started watching, so, you know, bands like Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit and Green Day and Papa Roach, all those bands when I was like going through an angsty teenage years that I could relate to. And I just thought that the guitar sound was really cool. And he was always, well, the guitar player always seems to be like the cool one that, you know, everyone wants to kind of know, but they're not at the front of the band. So I was like, yeah, I could be a guitar player. And then I started having some lessons, and I took to it quite quickly and sort of fell in love with it, really. I can't imagine not being able to play guitar.
Is it still playing?
Yeah, I still play, not as much as I did when I was a younger person with less responsibilities, particularly financial ones. But yeah, I still have, I mean, there's like 5 guitars next to me, so I can always pick them up and play. But, you know, there was a time when I would play literally pretty much all day, every day.
Very good, very good. Great. Let's go for another one.
Cool.
Next question, let's do it. Which movie had a big influence on you?
Oh, which movie? Several. There was, I mean, they all star Arnold Schwarzenegger, but Terminator, Terminator 2, Commando. Yeah, so I watched it very young, which is probably not a great thing, but I remember being able to spell Schwarzenegger from a very, very young age, because I was just obsessed. I thought that the idea of this person that was, you know, this absolute tank of a person that could do anything was amazing. And my dad at the time was you know, a big bloke as well. So I was like, oh my God, my dad, maybe he's a Terminator as well. Yeah, I remember watching it, and particularly Terminator 2, just thinking, oh my God, I want to be that person, even though he's not a person, you know?
Great, very good. Next question for you, Matt. Let's do it. Right, for the next question, and what's the most challenging part of your job?
The most challenging part of my job is probably the fact that so I'm based in the UK, and I've got colleagues that work in my team that are based in Australia, that are based in America, you know, all across America. So finding a time to have meetings with them or anything else is obviously difficult because of time zone differences. But also the way that our division is split up at the moment is you have the America, and then you have the rest of the world. So I'm in the rest of the world team, which means that I have to start at, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes to do an event for Asia. And that's obviously being busy at that kind of time in the morning, and then having to do other stuff throughout the rest of the day. It can be quite tiring, but I love it. So it doesn't really...
It happens quite often, those events that like mid of the night, or it happens just sometimes?
Just sometimes. It's not like every week. So yeah, I can catch up and get over the lack of sleep or my sleep pattern changing. But yeah, it's not all the time, thankfully.
Great. Next question for you is, if you could go back in time in one moment memory in your life, what that would be and why?
God. I think I'm fortunate that there's quite a few like really incredible memories that I've had. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, bike rides with my dad as a kid were like something that I think I've only really realized lately how important and how amazing that was, to just get out on a bike and be around nature and countryside and spend some time with my dad that was the one that was kind of working all the time. So, you know, there's those many memories of that I'd love to go back to. There's doing big gigs, like with one of the bands that I was in, we were very, very good. And yeah, some of the gigs that we did were just like, at the time they felt like, oh my God, like we're doing this show, like what, you know, and that having that memory without the nerves, maybe like going back and doing it again and not being so nervous would be so good. And then other like random trips that I've done, like one guy, you met him, I think, Remark.
Oh yes,
Yeah. So yeah, he and I went to Iceland in 2015, and it was awesome. It was so cool just to be like literally in the middle of nowhere with all this beautiful scenery, and he and I were the only people there as far as you could see. It was amazing. So yeah, I'm thankful and very grateful that I've got lots of different things that I can think of to go back to for great memories. Hopefully more to come as well.
Very good one. Next question, Matt. Right, before the next question, as you say about your band, tell me a little bit about it. When did you started? How did it go?
Okay, so there's several, but I'll go for the last two that I was in. One was a band that were very much like a post-hardcore punk rock kind of band. We made loud music and jumped around lots and swung guitars around ourselves, and we were very energetic, but it wasn't just noise, you know, just to kind of, you know, paint the picture of things correctly. It wasn't just like a racket. There was some really good choruses in there and really like good hooks and everything else. We had a bunch of things where we had, you know, people interested magazines, all that kind of stuff. That was one band, and that all came to a head for a reason that we don't talk about. And then my last band was basically just done in my old home office. My mate Billy was pestering me for like 2 years almost to be in a band. Like, hey, come and like listen to these demos and let's just have a jam. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm busy. And he kept on kept on at me. Fair play to him. He kept on asking, and then I listened to it, and we had a jam, and it was just really cool. So I became the guitarist for that band, and we did everything in my house, basically my old office room. We'd lay down the guitars and program drums in, like one by one. Every drum hit we would play in, and we did music videos and everything, all like proper DIY. But then I moved away, so I had to leave.
Great, cool.
Unfortunately.
Next question for you is, what keeps you up at night? Besides your meeting sometimes for your
yeah, my work. What keeps me up at night? Worrying about things, I guess. The same as probably most of the people. I think that we're in a very pivotal moment in our history as a species. I think, you know, lots of things that need to change, and if we don't do it in time, then, you know, we may not be around in another 100 years time, or if not less. So I think that the worry about that is, you know, like the existential crisis kind of feeling is what keeps me up at night, along with, you know, normal stuff like, have I done that bit of work, and, you know, have we got enough money? What about if something comes in and I need to pay for stuff? But I think that's just normal stuff, really. But
it happens very often, or you kind of very relaxed person? You
Not
take
really.
things how it comes, or?
I try to. I do tend to worry about things, and I can spiral into a negative mindset. So I have to try and be very like, okay, it's not happened yet, or okay, well, what do we know? You know, I'm not the kind of person that will read a clickbait link and then start like spiraling out of control. I'm like, okay, but what element of truth is there actually there? Probably not a lot. It's just a thing to get someone to read it and start panicking. So yeah, it doesn't happen a lot. I think it's probably happened more to me and lots of other people because of the last year, 18 months that we've all had. You know, like everybody's been more aware of
absolutely
the potential things that can go wrong in the world. But you know, I try to look at the good things in life too.
Very good. Good answer. Next question. Let's do Matt.
Go for it.
Right, next question for you is, how would you like to be remembered in life?
As a good person.
Just like that?
Yep, that's it. It used to be like, you know, a guitar legend or something like that. But no, if people think, oh yeah, he was a good guy, then that's enough.
Very good. Next one. Right, before the next question, I was checking your profile and I saw you have two children. So far, what's the most beautiful lesson you learned from them?
Well, just to clarify, so they're my stepkids. So I only met them about 2.5 years ago, but they are wicked. They're awesome. Yeah, they teach me stuff all the time. You know, like, so Oscar is the eldest. I taught him to ride a bike, and you know, I've been teaching him to try, you know, again to do something. Like if it doesn't happen the first time, that doesn't mean that it's not meant to be. Like you can keep trying. And at the moment, he's wanting to join the eco council at his school to try and make a difference for the world, which I just think is amazing. You know, the kid's 7 years old and he's wanting to change the world for the better, and I just think that's like so good that kids are thinking about those kind of things. And Isabel, she's 5 and she's just so creative. She'll get loads of random little things that you just think like, I need to put them in the bin, and she'll just make something out of it. And I just think, like, never lose that, you know, like that way of looking at the world. And it inspires me to do things as well. It inspires me to think about the things I'm doing that are, you know, that need to change, or habits that are bad, or, you know, ways that I can create stuff as well. So yeah, they teach me stuff all the time.
Very good. Good one. Next question for you is, what is your favorite guilty pleasure TV show?
I don't know. I think
I can take another question.
Probably like Love Island, the kind of show where I'd be like, I'm not bothered about this, you know, but then like 2 shows in, you're like, oh my god, what happens? Like I need to watch the next one. So yeah, I'd go with Love Island UK.
It's funny because we had a picnic like a few weeks ago and we were talking about that, and the people, they are really into it. So many people there, it's catchy, isn't it? So many people that really,
Yeah.
I never thought one day I would watch that, but I just watched one episode and now I cannot stop watching it.
Like I say, you think like, why would I watch people that are just in the one place, like trying to fall in love and everything else? But you do, and then you're hooked. Like you say, you're just like, oh, what happens to this person? Oh my god, this person's gonna find out about this. So yeah.
It's funny, the other day, you know this program like First Date as well, like when you go to Italy or somewhere.
Yeah.
I heard of the show all the time. I heard people talking about it, and I was with my flatmates the other day when we were watching it. And I was like, my goodness, I watched just one episode as well, and I kind of got into it. I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna come here anymore because I'm gonna be here watching that day. But yeah, those kind of trash TV sometimes can get our attention for sure.
Just don't sit and watch Naked Attraction, then you could you'll get sucked into that one as well.
Great. Next question. Okay, Matt. Next question for you is: what is the most difficult thing have you ever done?
I left my ex-wife. That's the most difficult thing I've done.
It's okay to talk about it.
Yeah.
It happened long ago. How did it happen?
Yeah, so we got married, and things didn't really feel right, but I just wanted to try and make things work. And I'm sure that she will have her own version of events where I'm not a good person, but you know, you just start to think like, I'm not happy anymore, and I don't want to carry on doing this. But we had a whole little life together, and but I just thought, I'm not going to continue to feel like this. This isn't the way I want to spend my life feeling. So yeah, I made the decision to move away, and that's kind of how I'm here now.
It was your longest relationship?
No, it wasn't actually, but the one that I had before was, you know, a kind of college, university, like we're still growing up, and it's, you know, not going to work out kind of thing. But no, this was the first like real one. But yeah, it was wasn't meant to be. So I thought instead of waiting until there's like children and a whole load of history behind us, and it still doesn't feel right, like I'm just gonna make the jump now, and hopefully give her a number of years of happiness, like true happiness, as well as myself.
Absolutely. I think people sometimes, when they're in a marriage that is not working for some reason, sometimes you need to be brave, you know what I mean, to kind of let it go and just let it back. Sometimes some people, they might carry on for quite a while just because of family, society, this and that. But I think for you to step out and say, okay, you know what, it's not working, you know, for any reason, I think it's a brave thing to do for sure. And it's not easy, of course. There's a lot of things gonna come along, but you know, in the end of the day, it's about being happy and, you know, just carry on with life.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in a far better place now. So,
great, very good.
It's the right thing to do.
Good for you, very good. Next question. Let's do it. For the next one, tell me what's the best part of living in your place, and what's the most challenging part
of living where I am, like the area. Best part about it is it's so close to a place called the Peak District in the UK, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, within 20 minutes or so we're literally in not mountains, but like essentially mountains and countryside that's just epic. The worst part about it probably is how long it takes me to get to the people that I want to visit. So, you know, like 4 or 5 hours to get down south on a bad day with traffic, and you know, at least a couple of hours to get over to see my family. But it's better than it was when I lived down near Brighton, and it takes like 5 hours to get to anyone. Yeah, so it's much better. But yeah, traffic can be bad sometimes, and all the people that I care about that's on my side of the family seem to live miles away. So.
Cool. Next question for you is, what is a nicest thing a family member has ever done for you?
The nicest thing a family member's ever done for me? Yeah, I mean, I hate to sound like a privileged kid or anything like that, because I certainly am not, but my dad came into a little bit of money when he retired and bought me a car, which was a complete surprise. And this wasn't like, you know, when I was in for my 18th birthday or anything like that. Like, I was late 20s and I just started a new job where I needed to commute instead of being able to walk. I was needing to like drive quite far. And he just said to me like, "Oh, I've just been to a garage and they've got this car." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing." And he was like, "Yeah, well, I've got it for you." So I was like, "What?" Like, "Oh my God, really?" And that was like, he's great. He's never, like, that kind of thing's never happened before. So for him, that was like a big thing for him to do. And I know that it was a lot of money for what it is. So yeah, I really appreciate that.
And during your time when you were playing the band, did you always have support of your family, your dad? They were supporting you at the time?
My mum was always really supportive. She would take me around to all the different places that we're playing and help me get in, because I was like underage, but yeah, in the band that was supposed to be playing at this venue. And she used to, like, I'd have 2 or 3 guitars and a pedal board and like a box for cables and a big amp, and that would all go in the back of her Ford KA somehow. And she'd drive us around and then wait, and and my dad, he wanted me to just fit windows and doors because he'd get a discount on it, and he thinks that that's just always something that that people would want to do. But for me, that's I can't see myself doing that. I'd much rather make music or be creative in a different way.
Good one. Another question for you, Matt. Let's do it. Right. Next question for you is, do you know anyone who is living their life to the fullest?
Do I know anyone who's living their life to their fullest? I don't know. I think it's a bit of a hard question, really, for anyone that's not a multimillionaire or can literally just be free to do what they want to do. I think it's, or it depends on what you mean or how you would, like, what does living your life to the fullest mean to you, you know? I think it's like quite a subjective thing potentially. So like my girlfriend, she's a carer, a care manager, and she works loads, but she loves it, and she's had a real hard time over the last year or so, as most carers have. Like, massive kudos to you. But yeah, she loves it, and she feels very fulfilled. She's very happy. She likes the people that she works with. She gets to, you know, not be stuck at home all the time, and at the same time she can come back home and have a nice house, and, you know, me and the kids and everything else. So she's living life to the fullest in her own way. I'm probably doing the same. Like, I've got music, I've got, you know, I get to work literally from home. I just go into the garage where I am now, and then I'm at work. So even if it's at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going far. Yeah, and I have good friends and good family and health. So yeah, I think if you have those things, then it's kind of hard to say that you're not living life to your fullest. It's a personal thing. It's a personal thing. Yeah, you're right.
How things sometimes you even don't know. Sometimes people, they might even there.
Come say hello. No, that's that. So Jordan, who I was just talking about. Come on. Hello. William and the magic box.
Within the magic box. The famous within the magic box. Hello. How are you?
Hey, it says, how are you? I don't know if you can hear him.
I'm good, thank you.
Good, very good. Enjoy the weather today?
Enjoying the weather today? No. It's windy. It's really horrible and windy, isn't it?
It's awful. Well,
yesterday, London was... I was about to say, yesterday London was raining a lot, but today
it was the same here. Like, absolutely horrible day yesterday. Yeah.
Right, Matt, I have 3 questions left for you, okay?
Go for it.
Cool. With all the respects, I loved her smile.
Yeah, she's got the best smile.
Contagious.
Yeah.
Right, next question for you is, what is your most embarrassing moment?
Oh dear. I was in primary school and needed the toilet, and my teacher wouldn't let me go, and so I wet myself in front of all of the kids in my class.
Oops.
And yeah, it wasn't very nice. And then she was like, "Oh, you can go," and I just kept saying, "It's too late, and like sitting in a pool of my own urine.
How old were you at the time?
I think maybe it was like 7 or 8 years old. But yeah, I wasn't like 17 in college. Yeah.
Right, 2 questions left for you. Let's
go for it.
Okay, Matt, next question for you is, if you could stay any age for the rest of your life, what age what that would be and why?
So the older that I get, the more I start to realize why people kind of made those noises when they were standing up, you know, like that kind of noise, because my knees are going and my back's hurting and my neck hurts like every day. So I would say younger than I am now. But it depends. Like, if I got the same wisdom, like, do I kind of keep wisdom and grow, like, mentally, or do I have to...
that when this question come along, people always say that about being wisdom. Always.
I want the energy of me in my 20s, but my wisdom of me probably in 10, 15 years time. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a hard one. I guess that's why we get older, because it just wouldn't work if you were stuck at one age.
I'll let you go with this answer, okay? I'm not gonna push it too much.
No worries. 27. There you
27. Go. Good one. Last question. Let's do it. Okay, last question for you is, what things do you consider to be relationship deal breakers?
That's funny, because there's an app on my phone that I have that asked me that same question a couple of days ago. So how odd. Yeah, and I think that cheating of any kind is definitely a deal breaker, and I think that I think that I think communication is massively important in a relationship, and if you don't have that, if the person can't understand that you either have a differing opinion and neither one of you is right. You just think differently about something, but yet you can't come to a compromise, or you don't have the opportunity to articulate, you know, how you feel or anything else. I think that that's a massive deal breaker as well. There's been times before where I felt like I've been unable to say how I feel, and if I feel differently to the other person, that you know, I need to change how I feel or what my opinions are to suit theirs, even though there's no right or wrong, you know, it's just different. It's how we make it work. So one of the things that I love about, you know, Jordan, that you just saw, if we decide to keep it in the video, is that we can communicate about things, and she's very, very opinionated and very fiery at times, but it's because she knows what she loves and she knows what's important, and she at the same time will try to understand like why something is different, you know, for me than it is for her, and we sit together and we act as a team. You know, it's me and her versus the problem, instead of me versus her versus the problem, kind of somewhere in the middle, which I think is quite rare, but
yeah,
super important.
Absolutely. I think trust and communication are the main keys, you know what I mean? Communication, it's sometimes I think a lot of couples, they, you know, sometimes when there's no communication, it could be a big thing because they could sort things out so easily if there was, isn't it? Sometimes if you don't communicate, people that might not know what's happening or what happened or what can happen in the future. So I think it's communication, the main key, I think.
I think it often comes from a place of fear as well. The person that's trying to like push back on someone else's view, it's because they're scared that maybe they're wrong, or you know, and you know, we tend to learn things to do with relationships from our parents, and that's quite a difficult thing to admit, that maybe my parents aren't doing the right things in a relationship, and that's meaning that I approach a relationship in this way, but this person approaches it differently, and you know, how do we make it work? It's a big thing for someone to try and get their head around. So yeah, I totally agree. It's very, very important and very difficult at times.
Very good, very good. Right, not there yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to play some words, just tell me what comes to your mind. Let's do it. Let's start with religion.
Unnecessary. No. Archaic. Archaic.
Okay. Politics.
Politics. I thought I'd be very fast at this game, but now that we're in it, I guess not. Politics. Corruption.
Okay. How about love?
Love. Meaning.
Okay. Money.
Essential.
Family.
Gratitude.
Sex.
Amazing.
Life.
Fulfilled.
Fear.
Fake.
Good one. Friendship.
Treasure.
Desire.
Sex.
Regrets.
View.
Success.
Happiness.
How about wish?
Granted.
If I tell you happiness, one word.
Yeah, love, I guess, would be my one.
And one word for England.
Confused.
And the last one now, Big O production.
Creativity.
Very good, very good. Right, so let's pretend now I'm going to have a cup of tea with your lovely partner, and I'm going to ask her, what is the most beautiful thing about Matt, and what's something that he still needs to improve on? What do you think? You tell me.
I think she would say that that I'm very kind, and I'll always try to do something for her or for the kids or for whoever needs stuff, and I will always try to do what I can or offer. And probably the thing that I need to work on is how grumpy I can be if I've not had enough sleep, or there's a lot going on with work. I can sometimes be Mr. Grumpy. She'll say, "Oh, you're in a right grump. Like, go and have a cup of tea, have some food, and you'll be all right." And she's right. If I go to sleep early that night, or I had some food, or just spend a little bit of time not thinking about something, I always feel fine. So,
what's your star sign, just for curiosity?
Pisces.
Pisces meant to be quite calm and understanding.
Yeah, I think I can be very calm and understanding.
My mom is Pisces, but she's very grumpy in the morning. I remember growing up, I remember my mom calling me to go to school in the morning. Her face, I remember her face, like before her coffee, she was always very grumpy in the morning. I remember. I really
exactly the same. Yeah.
But
yeah,
the same time,
I needed
very understanding, very calm, very, you know what I mean? But in the morning, I remember seeing her face like, oh my God, it was a nightmare, like the morning.
Yeah, I need a good half an hour or so to just warm up and I'll be okay before I have to talk to people.
Okay, Matt, so let's play now, Matt, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question, okay? Okay, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, so if you could have dinner with 3 people, real, fictional, alive, dead, past, present, future, what 3 people would you choose and why?
Right, I think I'll put this. I cannot choose 2 people.
Yeah, 2 people. Yeah.
Right, so I'll get Barack Obama from one side, and I'll get Donald Trump the other side. And I'll tell you why. Just to see, actually I like this question. Never thought about that before. And I think I would just to doing this dinner just to see how I could take, the wisdom from, Barack Obama. At the same time as well, Donald Trump, he's I believe the most hated person in the whole world. But at the same time, well, I'm sure he's, he got this, he's one of the biggest, like those, how can I say, people who, billionaires, people who made their lives, growing up. And I'm sure he would have a lot to share. And it would be nice to have those very controversial people in front of me to see how the talk would go and how I would learn from both of them discussing, I'll be lost in the conversation for sure, like we're talking, but at the same time as well, just to see the approach between them, how it would be in this table. I think I'll put both of them together, plus me as well. I would feel like a little, like a little bird in the middle of those massive, powerful men, but at the same time as well, I think I would learn, I'll get some out of this this conversation. For sure. Very good. Matt, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the show?
I did, very much so, yeah.
But before you go, I'd like you to share a positive message, a positive quote, something that inspires you in life.
This is hard to just get into one thing, but I would just say, do the thing that makes you happy, because that's what you're truly destined to do, and don't worry about fear, because fear isn't real. It's in your head. Until it's something that's actually happening to you, a fear is nothing more than an idea of something that could possibly happen. It's only that. So instead of spending time thinking about doing something and going, oh, what if I could do this? Or maybe I should do this. Just do it. You'll make mistakes, but walking one step a day in the right direction to where you belong is much better than wishing that you'd done that years later. So do you?
Absolutely. And it's funny when you said about you're doing the word association game, and you said about fear, you said fake. And it's true. In the end of the day, it's something that we created in our minds. And and sometimes as well, even if you feel scared to do something, or you have this fear, just do it. Just go feeling scared or feeling, this fear. Just do it. And after, you're gonna see that out there, the other side, there's something beautiful out there. So if you can break this, this fake feeling, as you said about fake, so why not? There are beautiful things out there for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank
you so much for today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. And we keep in touch. Okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Very good.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.